recognized as the most trustworthy homeopathic physician in India. Decorated with countless awards, including Lifetime Achievement Award in Homeopathy by none other than MC Mary Kom. Leading from the front, Dr. Bela Chaudhry is a philanthropist providing free consultation and medicine to the needy. Her life is as fascinating and inspiring as the science of homeopathy itself. Come, let's meet a hero in person.
At 40, usually what happens is that people settle down for whatever they have left in their lives. And especially if it's a woman, तो ऐसा लगता है कि हाँ अब बाकी ज़िंदगी मुझे अपने फैमिली के साथ गुजारनी है. Life is almost over. But what happens when 40 gives you the biggest jolt of your life? The tables get turned. Ladies and gentlemen, nothing could give a much more grander start to the first episode of Leaders Today, introducing Dr. Bela Chaudhry, who took life head on the moment it tried to put her down at the age of 43. She turned the tables upside down and emerged a winner and an inspiring figure for millions across in the country. Dr. Bela Chaudhry for you. Welcome to the show, Doctor.
Thank you
How
so
are you
much.
doing?
Excellent.
And how
Doing
does it
very
feel to
well.
have received that coveted award of being recognized as the most trusted homeopath in the country?
Yes, now when I look back, it feels wonderful. Complete elation is what I feel now. But yes, when I had started my journey at the age of 43, or rather should I say restarted my journey at the age of 43, that time I was fumbling, literally fumbling. Of course, I had the support of my family. I'm rich in that. But I had to restart my practice, my earnings, my life suddenly, because I had to leave Mumbai and come to Delhi. So at that stage, when, as you said, when people are just sort of thinking of retirement, thinking of marrying off their children, I had to restart my complete life with a new location, new practice, old children, but everything else new.
Of course, definitely, definitely. हाँ होता है. Even if you have family support at times, लेकिन जिसके ऊपर खुद की आप बीती होती है, that person has to keep standing, because until and unless that person takes the step forward, I don't think even the whole universe can help you. So how did this happen, and what were you doing until then, and what are you doing for the past 10 years now?
Yeah, so I started my life, of course, after marriage, like every other Indian woman would. We were the Satya Savitri types, doing the home chores, and of course, since I was a homeopathic doctor, I also did I was working with ONGC, IOC as a part-time consultant,
because your husband took care of the entire family.
He was taking care of the family,
going.
and I was just since I didn't want to lose base with my homeopathy, I wanted to continue. But of course, I was taking care of the children. I was taking care of my mom-in-law, and therefore I was more of a homely person. I got married at the age of 23, and like all other Indian women, we are more of housewives, taking care of our families, taking care of our husbands, in-laws, and then later on children, of course. I have two beautiful girls. So that time we were situated in Bombay, and my husband was the sole bread earner, as while I was doing a part-time homeopathic consultant with a lot of small firms, small PSUs like IOC, BPCL, Bamalori, Vanlier, and therefore our life continued thus pleasantly.
So it was like you
years.
thought that, okay, I'll have some kind of a pocket money, or some kind of an earning to satisfy myself also.
Yeah.
But that was not your main call.
Yeah, so basically just like I think every household's family
Exactly.
life, the same.
Yeah.
Till I crossed over the other side of 40. I was about 43 when things happened, and I realized I was all alone suddenly with two girls. And then I had to shift to Delhi for whatever circumstances. So at that time I was sort of emotionally in a complete tumult, because I had to leave my place where I had made my friends. I had to leave my practice where I was doing well with the PSUs. I had to leave my life there, and then suddenly come into Delhi with shifted back into my parents' place, but with my girls. So my girls had to leave their life, and I had to leave my life, our friends, and everything.
Yeah, it's
So-
like I think your girls would also have been entering adolescence and kind of a thing at that time,
Yeah.
and with themselves are in a turmoil of their own, you know, maturing
Yeah.
at that age,
Right.
and you yourself going through that, it would have been quite an uphill task.
Yes, for 2 to 3 months, I was really in an emotional trauma, and I had hypertensive issues and health issues and things like that. But then I think it just came to a point when I realized everything should be put into hold, and now I have to get back into life. So that's the time when I started loving myself. I realized that this is not all in life. We have to rebuild. I had to be there as a father and a mother. I had to be the nurturer as well as the person who brings
The provider, the giver,
Yes,
you know,
yes.
the protector, the savior.
So therefore, I took on both the roles from then on, and there's been no seeing back, looking back.
So how does it feel now, having won the coveted MC Mary Kom Award in the year 2019, and then sitting over here and being recognized as one of the leaders today in Hotel Crown Plaza in Rohini, where we are interviewing you, and it's a privilege to learn from you so much. How does it feel?
It feels absolutely wonderful. I am so happy and delighted to be here at this wonderful venue with such wonderful surroundings. I am very thankful to the Almighty who has made my journey so successful and who's always been standing with me, as I always feel.
Well, I would say that God Almighty helped you because you wanted to help yourself, and God would will only if you would will it for yourself first. So that's really amazing. And then is there any kind of a specialization in homeopathy, like maybe hair, skin, neuro or cardiac, something like that, or that you specialize into?
So homeopathy basically is a science that treats the body as a whole. So when we give homeopathic medicines, we create a balance in the body, mind and soul. So it's not a particular part of the body that really falls ill or diseased. When you are diseased, your body is not at ease. And homeopathy gets that balance back. So therefore, there is no specialization.
So you
really.
basically look into the entire thing after understanding the psyche of the patient and what the patient
Absolutely.
is going through. Brilliant. This show is called Leaders Today, and this is where we showcase personalities like you who have fought with grit and determination and helped so many people and could be a guiding light. So if there is something that you can bring up from your own life's incidents and in your own practice, and how do you contribute to that part?
So I can give you an incidence of one particular case, Mrs. A, let's say. So when
Yeah.
she came to me, her presenting complaint was PCOS. Now, I found when I heard the entire life story of hers, I could relate to it because I found she had gone through quite a lot very similar to mine. So I gave her constitutional medicine, and lo behold, within 3 to 4 months, she was not only cured with her PCOS, she was also cured of migraine and other diseases which she forgot to tell me. So this is a beautiful instance that I could just think of immediately.
This is the beauty that a leader brings to the table, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we are here for. Dr. Bela saw a reflection of what she has gone in her own life when she met patients of various kinds who came up and talked to her regarding their own diseases, because homeopathy is a measure of the psyche of the patient, and that is where she saw that how she herself had suffered and how she can hold another one's hand and lift them up from the dungeons of life, from the nadars, and help them come out into the light. This is what leadership is all about. And that is why Dr. Bela Chaudhry is recognized as one of the leaders today, inspiring so many people, so many, women, and I believe you do a lot of social work also. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
I do a lot of social work. I go into the slums and educate the women on women hygiene, on nutrition and things like that, as well as I have educated elders too on nutrition and things. So
Wonderful. That's simply fabulous. So if there's one thing that you would like to leave the viewers with as a learning for life, a principle that you yourself have followed, having seen your own, what would that be?
So I would suggest that if you really enjoy being a martyr, don't complain, or else get out of that, work for it, love yourself and enjoy your life.
Fantastic. That is simply outstanding. Don't be a martyr to the situation. Fight the situation and emerge out of it alive and inspire the world. Just as excellence begets excellence, we have a gift befitting a true leader like you, sponsored by our gift sponsor called All My Crafts, who won the craft-based Manufacturer of the Year award under Atmanirbhar Bharat. It is a wonderful package. I'm sure you will love it. You will use it. Thank you so much for being on the show with us here today and inspiring our viewers and inspiring me. And I'll remember that, never to be a martyr to a situation. Thank you, Dr. Bela.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So that was Dr. Bela Chaudhry for you viewers. Stay tuned with us as we are going to introduce you to our second guest whose life story is a real roller coaster. Believe me, you will love it.
It is said that when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. 34 years of age, Mudit Jain proved just that in his real life. He rose each time life tried to put him down. COVID-19 put a halt to his events company. But he fought back with his new venture called Kayo. Presenting to you one of the most fascinating stories penned during the lockdown.
You're 26 years old, freshly out of a job with an experience of about 2 to 3 years maybe. You have a dream, you want to start a business, you enter the business, 3 years down the line you hit such a huge roadblock that you enter millions of losses. करोड़ों का नुकसान हो रहा है आपका. Then you think that ठीक है मेरे को इसको लेके आगे चलना है. You fight back, you somehow are trying to gather grip of the situation when you find out that your company is no more your own. And then when you're still trying to get grip of that situation, making a new company, and you start off on a journey, again trying to get up again out of the entire quicksand that you are in, the COVID comes and strikes you down. And then again you rise amidst the COVID and gets recognized by global magazines across the globe. What a fascinating story, Mudit Jain. That is simply, I'm awestruck by it. How did it all begin?
Thank you so much for having me, Sudarshan. So like every middle class family, I was born and brought up with a ideology in my mind that I have to do job, I have to serve a company. So
usually भारत में हर जगह ये setup होता है. मैं भी middle class family से हूँ.
Absolutely. So I was going through through that journey. I started my job back 15 years back. So I worked for corporates for a couple of years. Somehow I was not getting that accomplishment. There was something which was missing there. So उस void को fill करने के लिए I was looking out for some other options, that what is something which is missing and
the classic middle class dream कि मुझे कुछ करना है.
Absolutely.
Right, yeah.
So in 2013 I came up with the idea, let's get into events, and at that point of time I was very passionate about events, and I had no clue how it works, how this industry works, but somehow I get into this business and started in 2013. So it was a partnership business when we started, and
so yeah. What about वो क्या हुआ था? मतलब you suddenly met with a loss of so much of such a huge financial setback. वहाँ से फिर कैसे आगे बढ़े आप?
So Sudarshan, we started from scratch and from a team of 0, and we bought that team to a size of 70 by 2016. So but there are rough patches in life, and came across a client and somehow met huge loss. So it was nearly a CR.
फिर how did it end up in this way कि आपकी कंपनी आपकी खुद की नहीं रही? That was क्योंकि losses is one thing, but since you were having your own company, तो what was that story about? मतलब
so we came on track, as in after 2016, after this loss, somehow we cope up and we were on track, and in 2017 I somehow realized that this partnership, I was having a business partner, but this partnership is not working out for me. So I chose an option and I call it an off. So but sometimes जिंदगी में हम लोग passion से business करते हैं, जैसा I mentioned in the beginning of the program. Like हम लोग केवल passion सोचते हैं. Passion is not the only fuel. And this to all of my viewers today, passion is not the only fuel to the business. उसके साथ आपको आपकी intelligence, आपकी compliance, this is something which is more important.
That's such a brilliant thing that Mudit has brought to the forefront. सिर्फ passion से नहीं होता. खुद में आग लगी है, you have something, you have a fire burning inside you. Passion alone doesn't work. Compliances are very important. So whenever you're starting off on your entrepreneurship journey, remember you need to have a CA, you need to have your lawyer, you need to have your CS, you need to have all that infrastructure. I think, am I right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
To the point, absolutely, Sudarshan. And just because I was not good in compliance, and I lost my company to my partner, and all the intellectual property and all the the clientele, the brand identity was lost to my partner.
Happens. It's a part of life. It's a part of business. It all matters how you face the situation and come out of it. So that is when Happy and Hungry was born, right? Such a beautiful name. How did you come about such a marvelous name? You know, Happy and Hungry.
So thank you so much for that, Sudarshan. So what I think of in life, हम लोग पैशन से बिजनेस करते हैं, जैसा I mentioned, वो हमें हैप्पीनेस देता है. But somehow in that happiness, we have to meet our ends as well. So that is the part of hunger. So life is all about maintaining an equilibrium between happiness and hunger. That's what I think of.
क्या बात है. अगर सिर्फ खुशी है तो उससे मतलब नहीं है. आपको अपने आप को पालना भी है. You have to keep yourself moving on. और आपके ऊपर जो डिपेंडेंट है उनको भी लेके जाना है आगे. And earlier I was having a chat with Mudit where he had said that कि अगर खुशी नहीं है तो कुछ भी नहीं है. और दिल में चाह खुशी की है. So you're hungry for happiness.
Absolutely.
Brilliant. So what does Happy and Hungry do now? What about Kayo? That is such an amazing story which I want to bring to the fore, and viewers, just listen to this one. You'll be simply surprised with the dedication of this young man. What is Kayo all about? What is Kayo? How did this happen?
Okay, so this company Happy and Hungry was going good, and somehow we got into MICE, we got into exhibitions, events, so it was going pretty well. And all of a sudden, from nowhere, this COVID happened. So this pandemic actually hit me hard. And in the month of March, you understand, like every company, they cut off their marketing budgets.
Many entrepreneurs were like left to even fending themselves how to pay bills. I know
Absolutely. And if you have a team, you have a family to feed. So it was not easy actually. So serving them and serving yourself, it was a big pain that point of time. And at that point of time, there was every company has cut down their corners. They were not expanding, they're not doing any
events
expense on the
industry was
markets.
a total disaster. It was shut down. Travel, events, marketing, advertising, they were hit below the belt, जैसे बोलते हैं.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I was just thinking one night, because there were many sleepless nights during that pandemic time. So lockdown में बहुत brainstorming चल रही थी, बहुत चल रहा था कि now what is something new which I have to do, because what I think of life में is there's no full stop. Life or your business, there's always a comma. So once I did with that events thing.
Absolutely, I would clap for that statement. Entrepreneurship is a journey, and it's not with full stops. You live life with a comma. That means there is a step ahead, and just keep heading down the track till you meet that exclamation where you say, hey, yeah. So coming up from that entire situation and that journey, and right now sitting here in the beautiful location of Hotel Crown Plaza in New Delhi, how does it feel, Mudit? Like, what do you think? What do you call this journey?
So it's an amazing experience, and I'm loving the journey. As the Kayo started in pandemic, and I found that people are struggling because they don't have any work from home infrastructure. And we are the company who deals in all kind of work from home solutions, majorly work from home furniture.
Yeah. So that was a right opportunity for you to hammer the nail, that you thought, ki, theek hai, this is the time when I can come up with something, right?
Right.
Yeah. So that's how Kayo was born.
Right.
Yeah,
So
that is
Kayo,
work from home solutions.
exactly.
Right.
So Kayo is an acronym of Karam Yodha. So and that's derived from Mahabharata.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's interesting. And would you like to say something about that?
So as we know, like इस pandemic के time पे हमारी जो कर्म भूमि, हमारे offices होते हैं, वो सब बंद थे. So but जो कर्म योद्धा है वो फिर भी काम कर रहा था.
Excellent.
So that's how we came up with this name.
And I believe you also got mentioned in so many magazines across the globe. So, to name a few, could you just tell us what were those? It was simply amazing.
Yeah, exactly. So in the very beginning when we launched Kayo, so in the month of November, a couple of magazines like Business Standard, Business World covered our stories. And there were many more other magazines which featured us, and we got quite thrilled. In the very beginning, you were getting that kind of recognition.
And you make tables, chairs, and all those kind of equipment that one can put at home and work from.
Absolutely,
right?
and that's
Well,
very
designer
lively.
kind,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. That's very lively and very quirky in nature.
Excellent, Mr. Mudit. It was wonderful to have you on the show with us today. And just as excellence begets excellence, we have a gift that is befitting a leader like you, which is sponsored by our guest sponsor, All My Crafts, who won the craft-based product manufacturer award in India under Atmanirbhar Bharat. So the gift will reach you very soon. Thank you so much for being with us over here today. And if there's one thing that you could say to our viewers before you leave, a line of inspiration, what would that be, or something to follow?
I just like to mention, Sudarshan, like life में सेकंड वॉक होनी बहुत ज़रूरी है. हम लोग एक बार चलते हैं, उठते हैं, गिरते हैं, लेकिन वो सेकंड वॉक जब तक होनी चाहिए.
द कॉमा.
एग्जैक्टली वो कॉमा होना ज़रूरी है, वो फुल स्टॉप ना समझे और उस सेकंड वॉक को चलें. कहीं ना कहीं सक्सेस विल फॉलो यू.
थैंक यू सो मच एंड दैट इज द स्पिरिट ऑफ द प्रोग्राम व्यूअर्स. लाइफ में कॉमा सिर्फ एक कॉमा है. इट इज नॉट समथिंग दैट इज गोइंग टू स्टॉप यू. दैट इज व्हाई वी आर हियर टुडे टू ब्रिंग टू द फॉर रियल लाइफ स्टोरीज लाइक मिस्टर मुदित जैन हिमसेल्फ. ये हम लोगों के बीच के लोगों की कहानी है, एक दूसरे को प्रेरणा देने की कहानी है. And do check out www.kayo.co.in from where you can actually check out the amazing range of Kayo that Mr. Mudit Jain has brought first time to the country. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. I would also like to thank our travel sponsor, Velocity Car Rentals. Do check them out. And next week, same time again, we'll meet with another two fantastic leaders and share their story with you. Sudarshan signing out. But before we go, a thought for you. The greatest weapon on earth is the human soul on fire. अपनी आग कभी बुझने मत दो. Thank you.